Alrighty, all hello. This has been suggested to me a couple times a few months ago, and I'm finally getting to this. I'm excited for this. This is a heavy recovery. So I'm told it involves some pretty cool machinery and some awesome trucks. And you know I'm here for it. That's all I got to mention. And I guess this scenario is there's two excavators stuck in deep clay. And this takes place somewhere in Sweden. So I'm all here for it. This is quite a long video. We'll only be looking at some clips. This will be linked down below from what looks to be an awesome channel. This is AD Video Film. And like I said, link down below. Check out the whole thing and, of course, browser channel. Let's go ahead and see how this goes.
Stockholm, Sweden. Two excavators are stuck in deep mud. A 35-ton heavy excavator was removing a temporary construction road. Halfway done, the excavator sank in blue clay.
Oh,
a recovery company was assigned. The result.
Whew. That is in there. That is in there pretty deep. Yikes. Okay, so I know what this is. Yeah, this is those roads they lay down temporary, so all the vehicles can move along and not be on the raw clay or mud for this reason. And it must have been really wet and unstable, and boom, it looks like it just kind of swallowed it up. What's interesting is, does this say Fiat Hitachi on it? Now, I've seen construction equipment, of course, throughout the years here. We do have Hitachi, but I don't think I've ever seen Fiat here. Of course, we have Fiat, little cars and stuff. They're not very popular here, but I've never seen them in construction. It's pretty interesting.
Was devastating. The machine sank even deeper. The recovery truck was close to getting stuck too, and the excavator's engine could no longer be started.
Oh my God.
Now company
So it's submerged so far they can't even start it up. This must just be like horrible conditions, right? That can happen, right? And everything becomes very difficult.
Barion was assigned to solve the problem. He called for another heavy recovery team, Oros Bariana from Västerås, to help him out.
Okay, beautiful Volvo
First thing
excavator
to do
here
is to repair the platform of timber mats, which is needed to get close to the sunken excavator.
Makes sense. So this is a process. Recoveries are usually always interesting. I haven't watched anything like this in forever, and usually I've only seen like American stuff. So I'm obviously excited to see this. This is in Sweden. This is a whole process, man. Props to any like recovery teams, because it is a lot of work, and it could be dangerous too. So gotta watch out, man. That is a
man passing
impressive
by says
unit.
That when they built the house next to the construction site, they had to put down poles taller than 10 meters to reach solid ground.
Wow. So this area is just straight up soft soil. Like, you're not hitting solid ground for a long way down. Wow. That's unfortunate. That's just how some places are, man. Some little areas, right? Oh my God. Look at how deep this excavator's in there. And there's another one, keep in mind. Over here, I've been concentrating on the orange one. Dude, this is gonna be... They have their work cut out for them. Holy crap, man. All right, skipping ahead. He's been digging out, kind of getting this loosened up and digging out kind of a trench here next to this, free it up a little bit. All right, let's get a look at one of our recovery trucks here. Now, I expect these to be awesome. As you know, any emergency vehicles, semi-trucks, loggy trucks, whatever the story is, I love it when it comes to these European trucks. They're awesome. And so I'm assuming this might be, like a MAN unit. Maybe it'll be a Mercedes. Maybe it'll be a Scania, that being my favorite. But either way, I'm liking it already. This thing looks awesome.
Under the previous attempt to rescue the big machine, a 7-ton excavator got stuck.
Wow. Okay, so they're going to free up the white one here. Seems to be a lot smaller than the orange one, so it should be slightly easier. Although, look at all this crud, man. Look at all this crapping away. You know, I'm not gonna lie. That soil, that ground does look just bad. Like the type of stuff is just like quicksand. You step in that and you just sink in. It's just wet and thick and just ugh. Makes everything kind of difficult, you know.
This is an easy task for the rescue team. A much bigger challenge lies ahead of them.
That's what I'm saying. This shouldn't be too hard, though. I mean, look at this. Slow and steady. I think they're going to get this one out just fine, man. So this is good. Now, of course, I'm always nervous for people. I think it's just instinct, even though I totally trust that these guys know what they're doing. I wouldn't question that. I'm sure they do. They know more than me. But, man, whenever I see, you know, chains or ropes or whatever it be, whatever recovery device you're into, it is freaky seeing it under tension when you're dealing with heavy machinery. And, you know, this guy's standing kind of close. But I'm sure this is fine. I'm sure this is well rated for way over what they're actually, you know, using it for. So I don't think there's any fear of it snapping. I just don't see like a, what do you call it? Like a, you know, one of the weighted blankets you would hang over here to help kind of die it right down should it ever snap. Although typically if this were to snap, it'd be back and forth between the vehicles and then down. It wouldn't really snap sideways usually. Keep in mind, I'm more speaking to personal recoveries when, you know, helping your buddy get out with their truck in a ditch. That's all I've really done, truck, recovered in another truck. So these are much bigger equipment. It's kind of a whole different ball game. So take what I say with a grain of salt. Still, just thought I'd mention that. I'm sure they know what they're doing. This is going to be crazy, man. That thing is in there. Get a little point of view action there. How cool is that? This video is amazing, by the way. We're skimming way through it. There's way more to see. Make sure to use that link. Check out this whole thing.
Timber mats are forced down in the clay under the excavator.
Now, this is really smart. I did not know if they would do that. If I would have been asked to figure this out, I probably would have thought of that, but I didn't right now think of that. That's very smart. Stick some of these timber mats under there, give it something to guide it out and kind of bite onto a little bit. I like that, right? Otherwise, you don't want it just kind of dragging all this and sinking in again. This is a smart idea.
This should form a ramp for the machine to follow.
That's pretty cool, man. I like that. Wow. Very nice. Okay, so they've placed an additional couple mats down. Look at this truck, man. This thing is a beaut. I freaking love this truck, dude. God, it looks sharp. Love the red and yellow. It's even got the red wheels. This thing is awesome. Wish we could see the front. I wonder if it's a Scania or, you know, what are we working with here? We are in Sweden, so maybe it's a Volvo or a Scania. You know, being the home brands, right?
Autosbarian's terrain truck is a former NATO military vehicle.
Thing is awesome, dude. I want my daily driver to be that thing. This thing is sick, dude. I love it. That is a badass machine. How cool. This thing's gonna anchor down. Look at that. Yo, this truck is freaking awesome. Wow. Then they have this beast over here, which I don't know anything about either. This thing is green. And this thing is huge, man. We also have that other truck over there. So this is like a 3, I'm not surprised. This is like a 3 vehicle recovery to try and get this thing out. I mean, this thing is a beast and it's stuck in there, which makes it just that much harder.
And the excavator is being forced to move.
Sorry, just bumped my whole desk there. Okay, so this is crazy, man. Again, oh my God, look at all this tension. That does freak me out a little bit. Oh, all I hope for is good recoveries and safety for everyone. That's steel cable. I imagine that is really heavy duty, high rated steel cable. So probably, again, no worries at all with this, but it's just freaky to me to watch. I would just be backing way up. I would be freaked out. These might be so heavy that some sort of winch blanket or, weighted blanket ain't really going to do nothing with these. Probably why they don't bother using them. Because this is a little different than pulling your buddy's pickup out of a ditch. That's all I've ever worked with when it comes to recoveries. I've done those. Never worked with this. Skipping way ahead, as you can see, that was a genius idea to stick these boards, these timber platforms down there, and it literally acted as a ramp. This thing is coming out of this crazy hole it was in. It is just absolutely caked with this clay, but they're getting it done. It's really impressive.
Gets to a halt. Even more pulling power is needed. The 30-ton Volvo excavator helps pulling, and the 35-ton machine starts moving again.
Wow. So they have 3 really impressive anchored down massive recovery vehicles over here, these trucks, right? Then they had to get this Volvo excavator that, built this system to get out. They had to have that join in, as you can see right here. God, that is crazy. It kind of makes sense. I mean, they're pulling it right here. Ideally, if you can get something to pull it from a different angle, and in this case right here, then it can kind of be more uniform, right? They're pulling it from the back right here, and then, of course, this Volvo pulling it from this front. Of course, the arm kind of gets it more like tilted back and then wanting to get it out. I get it. That is a much better scenario, whereas if you're just pulling it here, it's going to be pulling up, but then it's going to be making this want to dip down. And it's going to just make it heavier, I feel like. So this was ultimately what they had to do. That is freaky, man. What a job. Like, recoveries are just crazy. I need to pay more attention to these and look at more of these. How fascinating, dude. This is a good crew, if you ask me. I mean, this is not an easy recovery at all. Awesome narration, too. I don't know who narrated this, but it was fun. There you have it. It is no longer tilting forward. This thing is on, well, knock on wood, more solid ground. And they're going to be able to pull it out onto, wherever they need it and get it out of this mess of a hole. What a crazy recovery. What a scenario there. I feel like there is so many of these that I would love to take a look at. So please keep up your suggestions with heavy machinery, with trucking, with huge cargo loads, the logging trucks, whatever it be. I'm really enjoying this. This was awesome. And Sweden, man, it's always a good time, it seems like, in Sweden. They got the crazy terrain, in this case, really wet and unstable mud here, or clay, I guess I should say, that unfortunately, just swallowed these excavators up and made for a tough recovery. But boy, they definitely have some awesome toys up in Sweden, right? They got some really cool, big and brutal machinery that you just gotta admire. Really, really cool. Gotta go to the comments real quick before we end it. I actually love these. This top comment, and this, Americans, is how to do a documentary on this sort of thing. No drama, no bullshit, no music, no repeats, just genuine action. Bravo. That is actually hilarious. I totally agree with that. Anything to do with some of these, like, we do have shows, I guess, with like recoveries and any kind of big machine type shows. It's so cheesy. It's so goofy. They like spin all these fake little, I don't know, like narratives in there and try and make it overly dramatic, and then they get to, kind of like a climatic point and then go to a commercial. Then when you come back from the commercial, it goes back again. They show you like the last 5 minutes again. It's so frustrating, man. It is BS for sure. It's all this way overdone editing and music. It's like, dude, just shut up and let's see the recovery. This was pretty good. And then this one, I'm stating the obvious, but the excavator operator is highly skilled. I've operated heavy equipment my entire career. A rotating bucket is an added skill set beyond a fixed scoop bucket. His finesse is noteworthy, but the real telltale sign is the speed at which he runs his machine. Very slow and precise. I'm guessing he's got a few gray hairs on his head for sure. Great video. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. That's probably a more educated assessment that I could even give. But you could tell everyone involved here, like I did mention, this looked like a great team, great recovery. And the excavator operator in this yellow and black Volvo just did a phenomenal job. You know, he was literally digging this out, placing these mats down, and literally aiding in the recovery. I mean, this guy was an all-star for sure. So I had a lot of fun with that one. I cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say about this. And yeah, I like that comment. This is a nice, refreshing twist on something that should be straight up like this was, compared to some of the funny shows I've seen on American television that are just, that would have drawn this out for a week. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you down in the comments. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.